Well, good evening. Welcome to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. This is Lakeisha McKnight, your leadership specialist, wealth mentor, author of a few books, but most importantly, your friend. And listen, I do want to welcome you here to this show. This is the podcast. We are live right now. And look, we're about to go live on Facebook for the visual portion of the night show. So for those of you who are tuning in and want to view the video version, you can by visiting www.connectwithlakeisha.com. www.connectwithlakeisha.com will help you to connect with me on Facebook, and all you need to do is send a friend request. Let me know that you've been viewing or at least listening to the podcast and you want to connect on Facebook. So what we're going to do right now, everyone, we are preparing to go live on my timeline. So please stand by. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome. It's leadership specialist, wealth mentor, author of a few books. Most importantly, your friend, Lakeisha McKnight. Welcome to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. I am elated to be here with you all on tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this beautiful, cool Monday, October the 12th of 2020. Again, excited to be before you guys. We're live right now on Facebook, but look, we're also live on several podcast platforms out there: Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, all of the above. And so listen, we welcome you here on behalf of the entire iLead Company team. Thank you so very much for tuning into the show. Now listen, we do this show every single night between 7 and 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we do this for the purposes of empowering leaders like yourself with the ability to win from the inside out, growing your influence, your impact, and your income. That is what we intend to do with this show, and we're so happy that there are some of you who are consistent viewers and listeners of the show. And it's not that there are just people in the United States that tunes into the show, but we have people abroad who watches the video version and also tunes in to the podcast audio version. And so for those of you who reside outside of the United States, thank you so very much for plugging into this show. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to make sure that our audio, our visual is pretty good on Facebook. Let's go ahead and tune in really, really quick. All right. Let's go ahead and make sure we're good. All right, so it sounds pretty good as I'm tuning into it right now. All right, so listen, there are a couple of ways that you all can participate in the show tonight. So number one, you see below the video or nearby the podcast, there is a button where you can like or love the stream. Do me a quick favor. Love the stream for those of you who are watching, and maybe you want to grow your income. Go ahead and love the stream. Perhaps you want to impact the lives of more people on a daily basis. Love the stream. And maybe you want to grow your leadership ability. Love the stream. Because one thing that I stand upon, just like Dr. John Maxwell, my leadership mentor, I believe that everything rises and falls upon leadership. And if we enhance our ability to lead, we will be successful in many areas of our lives and many roles that we occupy, including being entrepreneurs. And so again, love the stream on tonight. The other option, of course, is to comment below or near the podcast. So go ahead, type in your thoughts along the way. If something resonates with you, if something touches, has you to think for a moment or causes you to stop and to really consider some things, go ahead and type it in. Engage with those around you who are also plugging into the stream. Type in where you're watching from, what city, state, country you're tuning in from right now. Okay, go ahead and type it in. I know right now I'm going live from Virginia. This is where I am, okay? Where are you right now? And then listen, also, we have that share feature. I love the share feature because one thing I also believe is that we can actually help others to grow. Not just promoting the growth for ourselves, but helping others to grow as well. So how can we do that? How can we help others to grow? Well, we can share streams. We can share content with other people. So as you feel led, go ahead and share this stream. And you can do a watch party as well. When you click the share button on Facebook, it will give you several options. So you can do a watch party, and you can definitely watch this with some of your other connections right here on the platform. And so as I've actually encouraged you to do this, I am going to do it myself. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to love the stream. I'm going to share this, of course, in a group of business colleagues of mine where we hang out. Okay. I'm also going to share this on my official fan page on Facebook. So let me go ahead and share it there. And, okay, I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to share it potentially in 2 to 3 groups. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. That's one group that we've shared it in. Let's go ahead and share it yet in another group. Let's go ahead and do that amongst a few mother friends of mine, motherpreneurs, mompreneurs. All right. So I've shared it there. And I'm going to share it yet in one more group. Voila, I've shared it there. So awesome. I'm excited already because this is adding value to other people's lives. I know it will because it's blessed me as I was preparing for this show. And yes, I prepare. All right, I prepare. So for those of you who are new here to the show, it happens every night. So I encourage you, don't miss a session. Okay, because we dive into the deep just a bit regarding leadership development, and then we switch gears. We provide a main meal in the form of somewhat of a training when it comes to network marketing. Because I know many of you that I'm connected to, you're looking to build a business online. Either you are at your beginning stages of doing that, or you have some level of experience. And then there's some of you who've been in the game for some time. And so I'm happy to remind you of a few strategies and maybe, just maybe, teach you a little something, a little 2 or 3 concepts during the show. So listen, I thank you so very much. And you all can share some nuggets below as well. Because look, I can learn from you, you can learn from me, and we're one big old happy family, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and dive in because the appetizer, at the very beginning of the show, I provide an appetizer. Now, the appetizer is in the form of leadership development content. And in most cases, it's coming from my leadership mentor, Dr. John Maxwell. So we're still talking about attitude on tonight, coming from Attitude 101. Now, we know he has several books out there. And if you don't have a John Maxwell book in your library, I don't know how you're building yourself up as a leader without any of his books. But let's continue this because he talks about in this book how you can change your attitude, how you can have a more positive attitude. And he said there's some choices that you want to make in order to change your attitude. Because he says, look, attitude determines your aptitude, how far you go in your career, how far you can go, whether it's as a network marketer, an online entrepreneur, a speaker, an author, whatever it is that you're trying to succeed in. Again, attitude makes a difference. So he says you have to make a couple of choices. And one of the choices he shares is that you have to have a desire to change. You have to have an intentional desire to change. One phrase that I love to often repeat to myself, to remind myself, and also to share with others, is that change is not change until you've changed. You can talk about change all day, but until you make forth and bring forth the effort to do something different, to think differently, to speak differently, to engage in different actions, change will not happen. Even when it comes to societal changes, if you don't work on your role, your contribution to the society itself and change, such as, for example, going out and voting, right? I'm just saying, that's an example. That's how you can bring about change, is by allowing your voice to count, even at a local level. Going out and voting, very important. So you have to have a desire to want to change. It starts there. And that's one of the choices that John Maxwell talks about in this chapter. But he doesn't stop there because he also says, look, fall in love with the challenge of change and watch the desire to change grow. Again, fall in love with the challenge of change and watch your desire to change grow. Fall in love with the challenge because it is a challenge. One of the things that we are as human beings, we're used to doing certain things a certain way. And when we have to change anything, some people don't like the change. And some people say it comes along with age, that as you get older, it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Not trying to call anyone a dog, but I'm saying, once you get at a certain age, you're like, well, I'm already here. I don't see how that's going to contribute. No, change is positive. Do you still have goals, even in an age when you're seasoned? Do you still have goals? And many people that I know who are of age, they're a little older, they still have goals that they're pursuing. So the age has no factor when it comes to achieving goals or even seeking or having a desire to change. So you still can change no matter where you are in this world, no matter what the circumstances are. It's all about your desire, your willingness to want to change. Now, here's another choice he highlights. Live one day at a time. There are some people who are trying to rush the gun, trying to jump the gun and get things done. Listen, take it one day at a time. And then, of course, it depends on what type of change you're trying to manifest. Are you trying to manifest a change when it comes to your finances? Because you can obviously see that change. Don't expect to go from $200 a month to making six figures and you're not doing much of anything. You're not willing to change your mentality. You're not willing to change the actions and the habits and the behaviors that you need to change in order to manifest those results. You need to change. You need to take it one day at a time. Okay? How do you eat an apple? One bite at a time. How do you eat a lollipop? In most cases, one lick at a time. Okay? Listen, it takes time. It takes time. So again, take it one day at a time. That's a choice. He also shares yet another choice. He says, change your thought patterns. Your thought patterns. I love this. What are you thinking? Okay? What are you thinking? What type of thoughts are you having throughout the course of the day? Because if you change your thinking, guess what? Your desire will be impacted and it will change. And then therefore your actions will begin to change. And then therefore change will manifest itself. So again, change your thought pattern. It doesn't start just, look, it's just not one thought. It's a pattern of thoughts. Okay, so change, the sequence of your thoughts that you have throughout the course of the day. And how do you do that? I say, of course, look at your environment. Okay, look at what you're reading. Look at what you're watching. All of these things matter. Here's another choice, the final choice that I'm going to mention for tonight. And that is this. Develop good habits. Good habits. What are some good? Okay, let me give you an example of a negative habit. A negative habit could be, of course, you're watching television more often than you should. That's a negative habit, right? You're wasting a lot of time depending on what your goal is. If your goal is to not really accomplish much in life and just to live a mundane life, then go ahead and watch TV. But if your goal is to live a life that's satisfying, to leave a legacy for your children and your children's children, if your goal is financial freedom and you have not gotten there yet, but yet you're sitting around watching TV, listen, you're going to need to change. Okay? You're going to need to develop some positive habits, some different habits. And so again, you have to do something consistently for about 21 days to be able to manifest change and an action. Do something, engage in an action for 21 days and see that change manifest. You want to be consistent with it. That's the same thing applies with different areas, whether it's losing weight or whether it's, building up traffic, with your content online or building your brand. There are certain things that you need to do consistently. No matter what it is, there's certain things that needs to be consistent tasks that you need to complete in order to manifest that change. So these are just some choices that Dr. Maxwell mentions in this here book, right? It's an amazing book. And of course, we know that his other resources are amazing too. But that is your leadership development appetizer for tonight. And I'm praying that you've enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? Let me know what you thought about it. What was it that you enjoyed best? Okay. And hopefully you're not too full off of that appetizer, because now it's time for the main meal. Now, many of you probably know where we're going with this main meal. You see, the main meal, I've been consistently diving into this main meal for the last couple of days. And it's really coming from Eric Worre's Go Pro. Okay, 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. This is right here, the main meal. Eric Worre, baby. Listen, if you don't have this book in your library, I don't know. I don't know how you're building a network. I don't know how you're really succeeding in this industry, this whole space of working online. How are you doing it? This is like the foundation. Now, I'm not saying that there are certain things that you can do a bit differently, because things are changing. We're online now. Okay, we're online, so we got to take advantage of these platforms. And so he talks about several skills that every individual should have, work on, enhance in order to become a network marketing professional. We're not talking about a poster, that he was talking about as far as the 3 types of people in the industry. You got people who are posing as being professionals, but they're not. You have people who are amateurs, and then you have those individuals who are like, you know what? I'm all in. I'm being a professional. So you have to decide what you desire to be. If you want to be a professional in this space of being an online entrepreneur and being a network marketing professional, then there are certain skill sets that you need to manifest, you need to strengthen. And one of the areas he talks about in here is inviting prospects to really understand your product or your opportunity. Inviting prospects. How do you go about doing that? Because, of course, there's an old school way of doing it, right? And you got to be careful of the terminology, because some people say in their mind, they're like, man, I got to go get people. I have to make this plain, because, listen, how does that even sound? If somebody says, I'm going to go and get you, how does that sound to you? Does that make you feel comfortable? Does that make you feel as though someone cares about truly what you need and want to help you meet a need? It sounds more or less like they want to get what they want because they want to go get you. No one wants to feel as though they're being got. I know that's not the proper way of saying it, but no one wants to feel as though they're prey, like they're getting somebody. Okay? I wouldn't want to feel that way. I don't know about you. Okay? And so he talks about the importance of using tools. Tools. So what are some tools? Now, we know back in the day, yes, many, many years ago, there used to be cassette tapes where, you used to have the recordings of, your business and what you do on tapes, and you used to be able to hand out the tapes to different people. He talks about it in the book. And he talks about how, of course, some people do videos, and videos still work nowadays, especially with all that we have going on with the social distancing and the quarantining and this global pandemic. People are utilizing digital video, right, to direct people to, or invite people to take a look at, to learn. Because see, when you're inviting, let me tell you 2 things that essentially we're doing. When you're inviting people to take a look at your tools, whether it's an opt-in page that's leading to a video, what you're doing is you're educating them. Okay, you're educating them, and you're allowing that education to be a vehicle to provide understanding. And then, of course, there's some other steps that follows that, because some people may have questions. So therefore, you might have like a 3-way situation going on where their questions can be answered, right? Absolutely. But your tools is what you want to leverage the most. Tools versus skill. Not everybody has the skill set to persuade. They may not have that charisma. Okay, but if you're focusing in on tools to utilize where everybody can do the same simple things of inviting people to take a look at something, it can be duplicated. Whatever is simple can be easily duplicated. Most people cannot duplicate skill sets. For example, yes, people can come on and they can do live streams. Over time, your skills can enhance, right? And become better. But not everyone can do it a certain way as far as presenting information. So you can't expect people to do that. But if you give them a link and you look, everybody can take a link and send it to somebody, whether it's text messaging, whether it's email, whether it's through Messenger on Facebook. You can take that link, or doing ads, right? Facebook ads. You can take that link and send it out and put it in front of prospects. Now that's a whole nother story when it comes to prospecting, right? Because the truth of the matter is, listen, you're going to come to a point where you want to be in position where people start coming to you and asking you what it is that you do, right? Has that happened to you, where people inbox you and they're like, man, I see what's going on social media, on Facebook, or I see what's going on Instagram or LinkedIn, and that's where you want to be. Okay? That's where you want to be. You want to get to a point where people are coming to you and wondering, what in the world does she have going on? I'm seeing that she's, that people are, she got some stuff. Look at her timeline. You want to get to that point. And when you get to that point where you have a lot of engagement going on your timeline, and people are just becoming even more curious about what it is you're doing, you're going to notice that people are going to begin to inbox you. But it takes some tasks that you need to complete to really prepare your account. I should say, if you're on Facebook and leveraging Facebook, there are certain things you want to do. There are certain tasks that you want to complete. And you see, this is stuff that I've had to learn gradually, and I'm still enhancing. All right? But you all can do it. Just like I've done it, right? You all can do it. It's a part of being an online business owner. And so let me just put it this way. Okay? Yes, leverage your tools, networkers. Leverage the tools you have. If you have a link that goes to an opt-in page, direct people there. But when you get to a point where you're enhancing yourself on social media, people will begin to come to you and inquire about what it is that you do. But it starts with doing some daily tasks. And so if you're trying to figure out, well, what are these daily tasks? What are some things I need to do to perhaps, get more eyeballs in front of your offer? What is it that you need to do to build your brand? There are certain things that you need to have in place, adjustments you need to make on Facebook. And so if you're trying to figure this out for yourself, all you have to do is reply info, of course, to the video, or send a message, whichever way you want to do it. Messenger or info below is really up to you to learn more. But it's all about engaging in the proper tasks. Okay? And when you're plugging into your opportunity or what you're doing, you want to see what training they're providing. Make sure they're providing you with the best training. And I enjoy the training that, for example, Wealth Builders Worldwide provides, and all of the leaders. I enjoy the training with the special group that I'm connected to that's helping us to really leverage Facebook and really leverage it to the max. I enjoy this special group. And for those of you who are seeking to do these things, you're trying to enhance yourself on social media and trying to really build yourself up, especially your network, again, we can chat. The more the merrier. Send a message and we can talk about it, okay? But look, Eric Worre does a great job. Don't forget, guys, leverage the tools. The tools are part of your system. And your system is going to help your business to run the way that it needs to. Okay? You got to have the right resources, the right tools to get it done. People are a part of the system. Like your trainers, your senior leaders, your sponsors are supposed to be a part of your system. The tools are a part of your system. Okay? Training is a part of the system, but you got to have the right training. So again, my prayer is that this session tonight has helped you. Okay? If it's benefited you, once again, send those hearts out there. Send that love out there, okay, as you're viewing this, whether it's live or you're catching the replay, send those hearts, okay? If you want to be a blessing, share this out with others. And I'm just glad to be able to serve, be able to help you to grow and provide value for each and every one of you tonight. It's been an honor and a privilege. And once again, remember, mark your calendars, because we do this show every single night, 7 or 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And look, you want to be present, okay? Because you can be building your business. Leverage sessions like this to build your business. You want to share this out or tag people below in the comment section so that guess what? They can get the training, the inspiration, the motivation, the value that they need to propel forward and achieve their goals. So it's been an honor once again. And look, for those of you who are trying to figure out, well, Lakeisha, what is it all that you do? Yes, I'm an online entrepreneur. Yes, I'm an online marketer. I am, of course, a networker. Indeed. I'm a leadership specialist. This is what I do, a wealth mentor. I help people build wealth. You get access to assets, and the assets make money for you. That's what I do. My husband and I can't leave my husband out, but my husband and I, we do this together as a couple. All right. And if you're trying to learn more about what it is that we do, look, there's a presentation that's going to be happening tonight at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that you can tune into. All you need to do is go to www.goldrocks.info. Okay. Goldrocks.info. And that's 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is password protected. So you will need to inbox me to learn and get the password to join us on the platform and learn more about these assets that we have access to. Okay? So thank you so much, everyone. Be blessed. And remember, until the next time that you and I come together again, I do encourage you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night, everyone, and God bless.